Guys, here is KCI USA's new 75 round drum magazine chambered in 762 by 39 for your AK-47. Now, before getting into the two methods to loading this magazine, and keeping in mind I got these instructions directly from KCI, I just wanted to give you a quick tour around the actual magazine itself. So in the front, you have a handle here, and you're going to use it to turn and put tension on the internal spring there on the sprocket system. You got these two little levers. You're going to flick it open. That holds in this clear plastic cover. Now on the inside, you can see this handle has these teeth. Those teeth are going to lock down into these two nubs here, and make sure to keep your fingers clear from these two areas, because when you press down on the spring-loaded button, that's going to release the tension, so you don't want your fingers anywhere near that. Now you got this follower here. I'll show you the importance of that and where it starts and where it stops. And here is the sprocket system that can look a little bit confusing. It actually looks like an alarm clock at this angle from some sort of a crazy steampunk movie, but very easy to load. You got the tower up here. And I just want to show you in the back that it's sitting on a snail track. So the follower is going to begin here. You're going to spin it around until it stops here. And then as you shoot, it's going to go and go all the way up and end here at the tower. Well, I think that's about it. Let me show you the two methods. All right, let's start off with the 73 round loading method. And I'm going to recommend that everybody do this because when you're loading it, there is no spring tension on the inside and there's less chance of you hurting one of your fingers while doing it. So start off by flipping open the retaining clips, opening up the cover, and locating where your follower is. Now, let's say it's kind of hanging out like this. No big deal. What you want to make sure is your fingers are clear of the two nubs. Just kind of press down on there. Make sure that there's no tension. Okay, perfect. There's no tension in there, right? Pressing down on that. And now you're going to hold down on the button and rotate the sprocket until it hits the ending. And that's important because now the follower is at the very beginning, and as you shoot, it's just going to go around and around and around until it comes out the very top there. So we can start loading 73. Now it's important to remember, don't load more than 73 because you're going to end up with a weird number and it's going to flop around and jam on you. So these rectangles will fit 6. The singles, of course, in these edges of the sprocket fit 1, and then right where the follower is, there is going to fit 4. Now watch out for this little hook here. We're going to have to probably shift it a little bit when we get to the ending to get the final 2 rounds in, but that's normal. So that's what the hook is, and I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me see if I can get the light on. You can see the tracks way down here at the bottom, and the tracks kind of extend to right about here on the bullet tips, and that's what's holding them up. So normally what I do is I start kind of plunging them in like this, and you can come up with your own technique how you want to do it. But I just kind of like, okay, this is 9. Great, perfect. And now you can start loading it. You do also have to put 2 additional right up here at the top. And sometimes I find it useful just to stack everything in nice and tight and then finally put those 2 rounds in here right on top of that first one. And then from here, you just load them in 2 at a time, like so. Now, there's a lot of other videos on YouTube showing you how to load these, and I don't know if it's for the KCI drum mag or if it's for the Chinese one or the Romanian one. This is specifically for the KCI 75 rounders, and I got these directions from KCI. And as far as I know, I haven't been told, and it doesn't come with any lubricant. There's no real gears like some of the AR-15 mags, so you just load it up and go to town. All right, so it's gonna go here. Oop, did I miss? Oh, I missed. All right, this one there. Easier if you just grab 2 at a time and just lay them in there. It stops it from kind of flopping around. Now, if you check them out on Instagram, KCI USA, they have a lot of great pictures of them at the Red October shooting event and the Big Sandy shoot. And it's impressive. They were giving these away. And I think the only stipulation was, yes, you can have a free 75 round magazine, but you got to empty it. And they were just handing people free ammo to shoot 75 rounds out. So if you can get to one of those events and you see them out there, hopefully they're giving them away and maybe you can score them. If not, these aren't that expensive. They're like 60 bucks. Sometimes you can find them for a little bit less depending on where you buy them. All right, we're almost at the end. And then we can move on to the 75 round technique, which I'm not looking forward to doing because that spring tension is a little bit scary. It's a little bit scary. Okay. there's those 2 in there. Next one we'll put 4. And then that's when the adventure begins. Okay, cool. Almost there. Now, this is where the hook is at, and we're going to put 1 in here and 1 in here. And this is where I like to load these right in here. So there's going to be 1 here and another one right on the top here. Ooh, that one looks like it's doing something weird. Let's see if I can fit it in there. Okay. I'm just putting my finger in the top to support that. Now here is where, let's just shift this around so you guys can see it. Maybe just zoom in a little bit. Boop. All right, here's where you don't want to put in an extra round. So what I'm going to do is see if I can just peek in here and just move this right up in that area. All right, so you guys can see how I kind of shifted that there. And the attempt to do that is so I can get this additional round right in there. And I think that's in the right area. Yes, it is. And you can see as I rotate it, it's kind of filling up right in that area. Now, let me zoom back out. All you got to do is close it up. And we should be good. Now you're going to say, oh no, there's a little space in there. Don't worry, because as we wind it, it's going to kind of click around and it's going to start to put tension up in that tower. Yeah, there it goes. And right now it's still pretty easy to move the top round out there. But as we start to crank down on it, it'll get harder. Okay, there it goes. And you'll feel it. It'll just not want to go anymore. Oh, right there. Okay, so that's the end of the road. So this is ready to use right now. You can kind of see that there's not a lot of room for it to wiggle around, and you're set to go. Now, if you've wound it up and you all of a sudden say, I don't want to shoot it, it is safe to open this. Nothing's going to happen, but you have to release the tension. Just remember to keep your fingers clear of those 2 nubs. Push down, and then you're set to go. Let's move on to the 75 round method. All right, let me show you how to get 75 rounds in here. Remember, we're going to be putting spring tension on the inside, and if you're not careful and you let it go with all that spring tension, this is going to turn into a gigantic ninja star. Now, these edges are sharp. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to get my fingernail right on here with very little pressure, and you can see that it scuffs it up pretty bad there. You can see the shavings on my fingertip. So just be careful. All right, first thing we're going to do is get it down. Make sure your fingers are clear. Push it down. Make sure there's no tension. And then we got to locate our follower. What I'm going to do is just return it to where it was in our first example when we were loading 73. Okay, so the follower is, okay, it's way up here. So I'm just going to put it down and rotate it till we get to the very start of the snail track down there. Rotate, 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 rotate. Okay. And the reason we need to put tension on the spring is there is the hook here from the follower, and we need it to stay back so we can load those extra 2 rounds right in that area. And the only way to do that is to put some tension on it. So what we're going to do is keep rotating counterclockwise. Okay, there it is right there until, and there's no tension, so you don't have to worry about it when we're doing this stage here. So it's on the second track now, right here, and then it'll end up on the 3rd track right here, and then it's going to go all the way around and go to the very top of the tower here. There it goes, right down here. And bingo. Now, once we get that, we're going to go the other direction, and now you can kind of see that we're getting some resistance. Now, just imagine, I'm going to just kind of quarter turn this if your finger was in there, or if it was fully wound up. So just be careful. So we got to wind this up all the way until the follower reaches the beginning of the snail track. So just be careful. This is when things get a little bit dicey. Then once we get it to the very ending of the track, we're going to load 4 rounds at the top, and then we're going to be set to go. Okay, so we're at the very ending. We need to sneak in 2 on the top here. Oof, that didn't go very well. Okay, hang on, guys. Okay, there's 2 in there, and 1 here. And we're going to follow it with 1 more right behind it. Now we've got 4. Now we can load just like we did on the other end with the 73 rounders and be good. Okay, that goes in there. That's good there. Ooh, careful now. Okay, and one. And we just start loading them up. Now, all that trouble, my fingers are a little bit raw from just doing that. I don't know if you can see where the those edges were pressed in there, but I don't think it's worth the trouble for those 2 extra rounds. I'm like, it's gonna deal with 73 and not have to worry about releasing the Ninja Star of Death. Okay. And these are really affordable, like 60 bucks on most websites. If you're paying like $150 for one of these guys, don't do it. Because I don't know if the Romanian ones are that much. I saw a website charging like $140. I can't remember what website it was on. Okay, we got these in here. But you look around good enough, you'll find them. You will find them. Okay, grabbing them by 2s, plunking them on in there. Alright. Trying to think of any places where it would have these. The Magazine Warehouse has them. The Gun Magazine Warehouse has them. I think I've seen them on there. They're, they sell out really fast on there. So if you see them, buy them. Right there. Almost at the ending. And remember, this one's only going to fit 4 in here, but we should be able to fit them all in there now. And because it's wound up, we won't have to do too much winding. Okay. Reaching the pay dirt here. Okay. And now that claw is just far back enough where we can sneak in that other round right here. Gonna zoom in there. So if we didn't have tension on it, that hook would be sticking too far out where we couldn't fit 2 more rounds in here. It's hiding. I can't see it. Yeah, let me zoom back out. Okay. These 2 more will go in here. And then 2 in here. And then 2 more in here. All right, that's set to go. Lock it up. You can see, not a lot of, sorry about that, guys. Pretty good tension on that. They shouldn't need any more winding. A little bit more. A little bit more. Okay, almost there. Maybe 1 more click. Yep, that's got it. And that's it. So, as you can see, guys, I think using the 73 round method is a lot easier, but if you want to do 75, that's how you do it.